Shit, I apologize. Damn. Okay. Some technical difficulties. I really apologize for everybody out there. So it looks like I've been on mute. God damn it. Okay. Not a problem. So I apologize, everybody. I apologize. Damn. Okay. Some technical difficulties. I really apologize. All right. So let's retract what I had just said, everything from the first thing up. Let's go back and retrace our roots there. All right. All right, here we go. Let's set this up the right way. Cool. All right, I think we got everything cleared up. Apologies, everyone. Hey, Gio, what's going on? I think Gio's trying to get in to the chat. We got 19 viewers. Awesome. All right, good to go. Apologies, everybody. Gio he's actually messaged me on WhatsApp, told me I was on mute this whole time. Yeah, this computer is acting up a little bit. I'm working on my my work computer today. Being that my personal computer decided to stop working since I brought it down here from the US down to Mexico. All right. Hey, G tried to come in. I guess, I don't know what happened to Gio. All right, so let's get back to this. All right, so let's get to our starting lineup today. Fellas, I'm feeling pretty good about today's game. Leg 2, round 2 of Europa League. Roma's playing at home today. They got that 1-0 win in the first game off that set piece goal from Mancini. We didn't, whatever mistakes we made in that first game. I'm sure our Pioli's got his troops fired up and prepared for this second leg match because we got to win it. I got 100% faith in the team, and let's see what happens today. Let's go into it. So first things off, thanks for everybody for joining this chat. This is Nico from Defensive Dynamo, and this is the pre-game special, Roma versus Milan. All right. So let's look at some stats here. Roma versus Milan, Sofa score. All right, let's look at the lineup first of all. Gio, hold on, G. Yeah, here we go. So, Gio.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's happening? Doing all right. Just doing some.
No, sorry, man. No,
yes,
man.
some
good,
technical
man.
difficulties today. How you feeling, G?
I don't feel. I want to feel good, man. I think today we have to win, Nico. There's no ifs and buts. I mean, we're just relying on Pioli. Hopefully, he makes the right decisions. I mean, I didn't really like that Chook is getting dropped. I think when you have a hot hand like that, Nico, I don't think you drop it. But hey, he's the manager. He knows. But I just want the team to come out, man. If we go out on our shield, Nico, I won't have any problems to say about the manager, about any of the players. But if we go out like we went last week, that the first 15 to 25 minutes we weren't doing nothing but pass backwards, then I'll be very disappointed. I mean, I say if we get past Roma this time, we get past Leverkusen next time, we have like a 50-50 chance to get our hands on the trophy.
I mean, listen, all the games have been crazy, right? When it comes to sports, anything can happen. I mean, we saw what happened to Liverpool the other day, losing 3-0. Who could have told you that? Nobody, and I don't think even like Serie A fans had any idea that they would, take it to Liverpool like that.
Yeah, man.
So and you made a good point actually too about our starting lineup, being that Chuck looked pretty good at that right wing with Pulisic playing that cam role, right? But I said it 100 times. At the end of the day, Pioli does know best. Obviously, we have our beast with him. There's a lot of mixed feelings about Pioli as a coach, but yeah, we have to have faith in Pioli and his staff and the players that they put out there, and hopefully they take it to Roma today. Hopefully they made the right changes tactically today. They don't make the same mistakes.
What do you start in the midfield though, Nico? Because Benny's been looking shaky in the Europa
So,
League.
so Nick, I'm actually going to go over the starting lineup today. This is from SofaScore, so I'm pretty sure this is accurate. They're pretty solid with their lineup predictions. So for us, for Milan, so according to this, we're going with a 4-2-3-1. All right, it looks like Mike's in goal. Obviously, you got Teo, Ciao, Gabbia, Florenzi, Adli, Tajani, double pivot. So that's the predicted lineup here. It looks like Adli and Tajani are going to be playing together today.
Ooh, so we don't have nobody in the midfield defending or defending.
I mean, listen, Adli's defending. He's done an okay job. Like, dude, the times I've watched Adli play, there's been times where he's done okay defensively, but he doesn't have the same speed, doesn't have that engine. Even when Benny hurt, Adli's not the same player as Benny, which is crazy. Tajani doesn't like to defend. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. I mean, if it's Chow and Gabbia in the back, that's an interesting pair. I don't know. I think I saw another predicted lineup with Tomori and Gabbia, which to me makes, and I'm sure to you, makes a lot more sense going into this game.
Yeah, that one makes a lot more sense. I don't know why, but hey, we don't know, Nico. I mean, this is all gonna ride down on Pioli and everything. The only thing that I just hope that he makes the changes. If we're 0-0, we're lackadaisical on the first 45 minutes. No matter how good Giroud is, if he's having another well, I don't think he's having stinkers. I just think he's mentally fatigued. I think the last couple games he's been he's been playing too many minutes at 37, 38 years old. I mean, I think that Pioli, we're gonna need to rely on him to make the changes because 8 minutes is not gonna cut it in this game. Because
Listen,
Roma, they got them tall trees, man. They're like an NBA team. Everybody's like 6'1" and up. So, I mean, I'm just hoping if we're struggling in the first 45 minutes, don't leave it, man. Because 8 minutes, it's always him and Chuck. Okafor and Chuck always coming in with 8 minutes. 8 minutes, like, come on, man. You can't really do anything in 8 minutes like that all the
no,
time.
and like we saw with the last game, we saw what Okafor could do in that limited time, right? That he's in. He does make a difference when he's put into games. The kid, he does when he has an opportunity to score in front of the goal, he puts it in the net almost every single time.
Yeah, man. But I'm just hoping. What's your score prediction, Nico? What's your score prediction?
So the last game, the first leg, I predicted us winning 3-2, and I was way off. I was wrong. I thought we were going to play them a lot. We were going to be more open on offense. But yeah, obviously that didn't happen. So being in the second leg matches are always more cagey, right? Teams play closer to the vest a little bit. I think it's gonna be a 2-1 win. I think I could see maybe Leao putting one in and maybe Giroud.
Nah, I'm going with the almost same score. I think we win 2-0 because 2-1 that means we go to penalties and I don't want to go on penalties, man. So 2-0 and everybody keep liking and subscribing, but I gotta head back. Nico, thank you for always having me on, bro.
Always, you're always welcome. Anytime, G.
Yeah, just send me the message and I'll always be on, man.
All right, cool. All right, G. Enjoy the game. All right, that was Gio from famous badass show Coast to Coast on MWP Network, along with his co-host Fabio. All right, so let's get back into the game. So obviously we went over the lineup for Milan. We're playing with a 4-2-3-1. Went over their starting 11. Like Gio and I had just said, we would prefer to have Tomori and Gabia because Chow has made a lot of mistakes. He's just mentally not prepared to play this season. He's made way too many mistakes that cost us games. Stupid penalties in the box, really just silly tackles. So I'm hoping, this predicted lineup is 100% wrong and we're seeing Gabia and Tomori. For more than just that reason I just said, because at least Tomori, he's got that speed. He can press up the pitch a bit, win the ball back for us in more dangerous positions instead of sitting in the back. And he's known to break lines a lot better than Chow and Gabia. Gabia doesn't break lines with his dribbling, doesn't really have a good long passing range like some other center backs do, like, let's see, Bostoni. As much as we don't like him from Inter, he's got a great passing range from the back. That's why he plays that. That's why they play three in the back at Inter. And, Chow doesn't have the ability either. Chow, most of the time you see him, he's scared when he gets the ball. He's really not sure about himself. And majority of the time, he's always passing it back to Mike. And it just slows our offense down a lot. All right. So let's get into Roma's starting 11. We have Sliver in goal. We have Selic, Smalling, Mancini, who put that goal on us, Spinazzola. So it's interesting. Spinazzola's playing, and we got Florenzi here on the right side, according to this. I'm guessing if that's accurate, I can see why Pioli's playing Florenzi and not Calabria. If I'm not mistaken, Calabria got beat by Spinazzola in the last game on that, got bullied on the touchline. So obviously that makes sense from that point of view. And then we got Cristante, Paredes, Pellegrini making that three in the middle. And then we have Dybala, Lukaku, and Sharawi. So Lukaku's going to be playing on that same side as Leao, Lukaku up front, and Sharawi. In that last match, the first leg, Sharawi did a really good job occupying Leao and Theo, really nullifying what they were doing on that side, and they were out of it from the beginning of the game, which is not good for us, right? I mean, we need Theo and Leao to be linking up in those little 1-2 passes, Theo making those overlaps, underlaps, making those runs, and being dangerous with Leao on that left side. Lukaku had a decent game. I know he caused some trouble when he was against Chow, but then we saw Gabia marking Lukaku later in the game, which made a lot more sense for us because Gabia is a much more physical player and a lot smarter. So looking at the starting 11 from both sides, they look strong, obviously. I'm sure a lot of us would love to see Chucky up there and Pulisic, Captain America in the middle, paired up again, being that those two played really well together last time, right? With Chucky taking that play around on the right side, cutting in, find Pulisic on top of the 18-yard box and just smoking that shot in there, right? A banger of a goal. So let's get into some more stats. What's going on? Let's see who's in the chat. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. Anybody's got anything going on? All right. Hey, Andy's in the chat. What's happening, Andy? All right. Benny's out of shape. Lately, best bet is double pivot, Ali and TJ. Yeah, Tamir, you're right. Obviously, Benny, since being back, he's been hurt he had that major injury. And, he hasn't been the same player, being that also on Ramadan, he just getting back from that. He was observing Ramadan as well. And that's tough on any athlete when especially when you're dealing with injuries and you're fasting, right? So obviously, Ali and Tijani are our only choices that we have is double pivot going into this game. Not the most ideal defensively, being that Tijani is, likes to press up, likes to move the ball up, and really has a hard time getting back on defense. A lot of time he does get caught off in a bad position when he doesn't mark his player in time, which causes problems for our back line. And we do the opposing team finds players open on top of that box because of that. And Adley, depending on his motivation, how he's feeling, Adley's had some good games defensively. Against CDK, he was pretty good. He bullied him a couple of times, but overall, Adley doesn't have that dog in him. All right. Yes, Andy, I agree. Oh, by the way, Cristante is suspended. So Bovar starts in his place in midfield. All right. Didn't know that. Andy, appreciate that. Yeah, let's hope for a good game either way. Like myself and Gio had just said, we want our team to come out on their shield, come out firing, come out playing the best Milan ball possible. All right. And if we end up losing that match and we're playing at 100%, everybody's playing motivated, our defense is playing good, offense is creating chances, and we end up losing the game, so be it. Just like Man City yesterday against Real Madrid, right? People saw that game. Man City created a ton of chances. They hit the post a couple of times with Island on a header. They took a lot of shots on goal. Obviously, Grealish didn't make any impact on that side, and we saw Doku come in late in the game, and he was a lot more dynamic on that left side. But Man City went out in the shield yesterday. Most of the fans that I've seen on X they're not saying anything negative about the team. But like any other squad, any other fan base, I should say, they are criticizing Pep. All right, we criticize Pioli for certain things, for certain formations, certain players, tactics, and we see it with even as a great coach as Pep is, one of the most top coaches in our lifetime. Right, as fans, most of us regarded as one of the best coaches tactically in the game. He gets questions by his fan base on certain things that he should have done better, which it's easier to say after the fact, especially as me. I'm a former coach. I coached 3 years in Phoenix for a U11 youth team at an academy in Phoenix for Phoenix Rising. I can tell you what, it is not easy even at that level, dealing with the parents, telling you my kid should start, telling you when you play this formation, setting up the sessions and the games. So, that being said, I can tell you that's why I've stopped criticizing coaches, because I know it's not easy, again, especially at that high level. They do have a lot more experience and much more knowledgeable. They know the game way more than any of us will ever know the game ever in our lifetime. Doesn't mean we don't know the game, but not their level. We don't know exactly what's going on with their teams in sessions. If the team is a certain player is performing well in training, are they nicked up a little bit? Are they maybe they got a small injury we're not aware of? We don't know. So we need to trust our coaches on both sides, as for our fans, as we need to trust Pioli, and hopefully he puts the best team out there and gets them prepared at 100% to play the best football possible. All right. So for our betting, if anybody who's out there putting money on this game today, I know there's people out there like to, especially John, aka Lab Gorilla. Let's look at some odds today for today's game. And details. Okay. So some more details in the game. Obviously, the Roche's got a one win over Pioli. Pioli nil. Two. In that regard, head to head, Roma's won 6. Milan has won 9 games. And getting into the odds, betting odds, looks like Roma's at 2.80, which is 36%. They have a 15% chance of winning this game. When the odds are at 2.80, the expected chance of winning is 36%. 36%. But this team actually wins 15% of the matches with these odds. Okay, that's how it breaks down. Okay, I'm not a betting man. I haven't bet in any games since I was about 19. And that was back in New York. I used to gamble on NBA games with the local bookie. All right, that was before the internet and those kind of bookies you don't want to deal with. Trust me. Milan, They're at 2.45, which is, so they have a chance of 41%. When the odds are at 2.45, the expected chance of winning is 41%. Yeah, that makes sense. But this team actually wins 47% of their matches with these odds. So overall, it looks like Milan's the favorite. But like I said, at the end of the game is played on the pitch with people. So we don't know, whoever wants it more, whoever's motivated more, whoever's more prepped and ready to go, it actually wins the game, not just what, on paper. Because on paper, we do have better individual players. But at the end of the day, it's which team plays better football together, which team is united, which team is motivated, which team makes the least mistakes, who takes their chances to score goals, who plays better defense. Those things make a difference. All right. And by the way, everybody's joined this. I think we got 27 viewers. That's been the best that I've had so far. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Romanista, Milanista, football fans, wherever you're dialing in from, catching this pod. Thanks. Listen, again, we're all excited. Me particularly, I'm excited. I'm wearing this 2007 Champions League shirt. Has Nesta in the back, one of my favorite players. So obviously, I'm ready to go. I hope you are as well. All right. So I want to hear from the chat. How do you feel with your score lines today? What do you feel about the team and today's score line? And who do you think is going to score goals for either Milan or Roma? Let's hear from the chat. Let's go. All right, while I wait for that, let's get into let's see what Pioli and De Rossi had to say going into this game. All right, so according to AC Milan, the press conference for Pioli, he spoke. He says, we need to play at a high level, tightening up the details with regards to last week. Looks like to me, he did notice the mistake that Milan made is on that corner kick from Dybala, right, letting that goal in. So I'm sure maybe he looks like he's going to make some changes to that, being that Pioli does play man-to-man marking on set pieces. He's been doing that since last season. And, at some point, team's going to catch up to you, right? I mean, De Rossi's done his homework on us, looking at those games versus Inter, especially, and seeing the mistakes that we've made. He goes on to say, I have faith in my players. We revisited the game at San Siro, and we need to know what we have to do on the pitch. I'm sure that we will give it our all. We are aware that we only have 90 minutes to go to the next round. All right, so highlighting that, it looks like he's gonna tighten up some details from the first match, and he has faith in his team. And let's get to see what De Rossi had to say. He's talking about Milan. They have to win this game, so they will treat this as a final battle, as it usually is when you have to turn the result around. We have played well in the first leg. We deserve to have more goals, but AC Milan also had a good game. We need to put in a similar performance as the one at San Siro. We won't throw away our desire to score. So it looks like he has his troops ready. De Rossi's ready for the second round versus Milan at the Stadio Olimpico. So it should be a really good match. And I think as fans, that's what we wanted. We want really good football at the end of the day, right? We want competitive football. And, let's see what happens at the end of 90 minutes. So according to RomaPress.net, let's see what Roma Press had to say about this game. Pioli did put something out as well here. All right, matter of fact, let's go to Leao, because he interviewed Leao as well. All right, Leao. All right, our star left wing. So he spoke to Milan TV on the eve of the Europa League rematch with Roma. All right. He goes on to saying, Leao, this is going to be one of the most important matches of the season. My teammates and I are aware of the importance of it. I would like to play now. So he's ready to go. I have faith always with the respect for Roma. We have great players, but we are going there with all our strengths to win the match. These matches are here where the details make the biggest difference. Roma were better in the first match, and we will do better than we did then. We'll have to be more aware and concentrated and to improve upon what we didn't do well. All right, listen, I hope we need Leao to perform today. Being that he's our star player, he's one of those players that could change a game on a dime, right? At any moment, Leao, when he wants to, could take 2 players on, 3, because he has that in him. He has that skill set to take players on, and he could change the game on a dime, either by scoring, getting a penalty, creating space for his other players like Giroud in the box, Loftus Cheeks, because he does have really good passing as well. His assists have gone up this season, even though his goals have dipped down a bit. But he's creating chances for his teammates. And let's see. We got Rossi. Let's see what the Rossi had to say according to Roma Press. So he spoke to Sky Sports, and Rossi has this to say about the second leg, some additional stuff. I will not make any big changes tomorrow compared to the first leg. We are becoming a fairly recognizable team. During the course of the match, we can manage some moments, but the rest, we will play a very similar match. All right, so it looks like the Rossi's going to go in with the same mentality and the same tactics. It looks like being that, hey, it worked the first time. Let's try this again. Why change the recipe? Why change anything up? Why overthink it? And let's just go in and trust my players and my system. And hopefully, they come out with the same result. We will try to defend ourselves in an orderly manner and hurt them by holding the ball. So he wants to control the game and actually, really be more concerned about defending. That's what they did in the first game. They shut us down, especially on that left side. Leao didn't have a great game. He was nullified, and Theo as well. We will need to be more precise in front of goal. Conceding a goal would be a big blow for them. All right. So obviously they want to be more precise this time, more clinical with their shot selection, right? Who knows? Lukaku is more capable of taking over games, especially if it's Chow and Gabia. He might just try to pick up on Chow. But we'll see. Dybala's in for a big game as well. Dybala's a great player. Roma's got their players as well that can create chances and be dangerous today. So, all right, nothing else in the chat. We got 31 viewers. That's awesome. All right, again, we got a kickoff. The kickoff is starting a little bit. Like I said, again, I want to say this again. Personally, as a Milanista, I've been a Milanista since 2006. I've had my differences with Pioli this season, things he's done, but at the end of the day, we're here to support our club, and I have 100% confidence that we'll go get over this next game. Because we do need to advance. Obviously, Pioli's job might be on the line. There's various sources out there. From today, I read some that Allegri's being tied to maybe coming in. He's been offered to Ibra, as a possible change, which personally I'm not a fan of. Bringing in coaches for a second run. Allegri's had his chance. He's been around the game way too long. At some point, Allegri was a great coach, but we've seen what he did to Juve. Defensively, he's very sound, but they play very boring football, Juve. They have a lot of really talented players as well, Juve, and they could, in my opinion, and some opinion of some Juventinis, Allegri's holding them down. That's why they've been tied to getting Motta, who's this new dynamic coach with a lot of good ideas, new ways to play football. So personally for me, if Pioli does stay, okay, it is what it is. Hopefully he does make the changes. He sees what we need to do differently next season to compete for that Scudetto and make a run into the Champions League, a deeper run. But if he does go out, if they do end up replace him, the last thing I want is Allegri as our new coach. I don't know who else is out there. There's a lot of names being thrown around like Nagelsmann, but he might be going back to Bayern or staying at the national team for Germany. The Zerbi, but I can't see him leaving Brighton or management, paying Pioli's salary for another season and then obviously paying another manager's salary at the same time. I just don't see it happening. So, I think regardless of this matchup today, the results, Pioli might stay. But, either way, let's go out with a win today. And then, focus on our next match in Serie A. So that's it. All right, everybody. I do have to go. I apologize for the technical delay earlier today. Like I said, I was using my work computer, being that my personal device is on its way out. So I might be in a market to buy a new laptop sooner than later, but it's, we'll see what's happening there. All right, everybody, enjoy today's game. Also, I believe Liverpool's playing at the same time. That's to be a good matchup as well, being that Liverpool lost 3-0 in the first match at Anfield, which is crazy to me. Nobody expected that. I didn't expect that. I don't think anybody. Oh, Lab's in the house. What's up, Lab? Thanks for joining in, Lab. Lab, how do you feel about today's game? Come on. I want to hear from Lab Gorilla. Lab Gorilla is another co-host on Milanistas 360. He's got his own shows on this channel as well. So we got to 31 viewers. Awesome. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Lab, buddy. Oh, what are your thoughts on today's game? Certain win. Yeah. I mean, as a fan of any club, depending on, it doesn't really matter what your, football, basketball, whatever sport, cricket, you have to be positive about your team. All right. We're at the end of the day, we're fans, right? So we need to be confident and leave blood on the pitch. Yeah, it might have to come down to that, right? I mean, if you got to go out there and win and play and give your all, that's what I want for my team. No sweat left at all, Nico. We have to win, bro. Yes, 100%, Lab. And I'm sure Romanista fans think the same way. Andy, if you're still in this chat, still watching, I'm sure you feel the same way as well. So Andy, that was in the chat, it was before earlier. He runs a popular podcast called Roma Press. I actually tuned in for the first time the other day. I wanted to see what Romanistas had to say about the matchup. So really good pod. Oh, Lab is trying to get in. Hold on. Let's see. What's happening, Lab?
What's up, man? Sorry.
What's going on?
What's up, man? What's up? So,
Not much.
Yeah, it's we've got to win. I just wanted to say we've got to win. We really have to put it all on the line today. Leave nothing behind. There have to be no regret tonight at all. That's my biggest concern. Is I don't want to repeat what happened in the first leg, Nico. We have to give it absolutely everything. As long as we all feel that by the end of the night, no one on that pitch left anything on that bench, then I'll be happy.
That's what we want, right? Listen, if we go out and play our game and we end up losing, what else can you do? If Leao does his thing and Pulisic is being, effective, dynamic, creating chances, and we end up losing the game, so be it.
Have we got news on the lineup, Nico?
So there was some changes. So the last lineup I pulled up, but it's changed since then. Let me pull it up again here. Yeah, Gio was on earlier today too. He jumped.
Oh,
He
great!
jumped up.
Fantastic!
Yeah.
Oh, great!
So it looks like the lineup. So for us, for Milan, we're going with the 4-2-3-1 according to SofaScore. Mike in goal, Hernandez, Chow, Gabia. That's yeah.
No.
I've
Really? What?
seen. Listen, I've seen other predicted lineups, and it looks like they have Gabia tomorrow, which to me, I think anybody that watches Milan agrees that's the best pairing.
I'm going to the Gazzetta right now as you speak, Nico. Right? Okay. I'm just gonna go to the Gazzetta right now.
I hope they're wrong because Gabia and Chow, we've seen that pair play together, and it's not the most ideal center back pairing for us, especially in a game like this.
Absolutely. So let's just. How can it be Chow? Why would they even say that?
I don't know, and I actually refreshed the page too, hoping that it would catch up and maybe they would show something else.
Yeah. Formazioni. I'm going to formations now.
Yeah.
I am now waiting for it to load.
Because even Roma's, in the chat earlier, I'm not sure if he's still in the chat, is his name is Andy. He's the one that runs Roma Press.
All right.
So because they according to SofaScore, they have Cristante playing, but I guess Cristante's suspended and Boive is playing in this place.
Yeah, okay, so that's not the case, as it were. So on the Gazzetta, I can't find an official. Is it still an hour, 20 minutes until kickoff, isn't it?
Yeah. They don't release the official lineup until a little bit right before the kickoff.
That must
I know
be it.
we've gotten a bit before. I think it was one pod we had. Shane had pulled a starting lineup from another source, and it was way off too.
Yeah. So I think I'm searching now. It's on the Gazzetta. They haven't published anything, so I wouldn't worry, Nico. It doesn't make sense. It has to be Tomori, man. It has to be Tomori.
I did see it on Twitter. Somebody posted from, I can't remember what the source was. I think it was from Gazzetta. I think they had Tomori starting.
Yeah, that would make much more.
If it's Gabi and Chow, it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, no one has published an official lineup, so no, don't worry about it. I think it's as long as he's fit. Tomori
he should be fit. Yeah, I haven't heard otherwise. I haven't seen anything that Tomori's not fit.
Okay, so I see what you're saying here. The lineup of OneFootball, the predicted lineup, according to La Repubblica, that's where it's taken from, does have Chow and Gabbia. Everything else is exactly as you'd expect, but the predicted lineup, according to La Repubblica, is that. Now, why would that be? Absolutely no reason for that at all.
I don't know if that's the case. Look, at the end of I know, Pioli, and I said it before you jumped on the pod.
Yeah.
We have to trust Pioli and the staff, but at the same time, it's quite obvious, even to us, even to the general football fan, even somebody who hasn't played the game or even coached it, just by looking at the games this season, the amount of mistakes that Chow has made over and over again.
Yeah. So he's gone very safe, hasn't he, with the rest of the formation?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, which is fine. I mean, listen, I know a lot of us would love to see Chucky.
Yeah.
On the right, and then Pulisic, because they played really well off together. They did a great job playing together last time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh well. I mean, Nico, I got to say,
it is what it is.
It's not an official lineup, so let's hope that we see the result, that we see the lineup, and it's got Tomori there.
Well, I hope somebody changes Pioli's mind. I hope Pioli looks at his original lineup and goes, "Well, hold on for a minute. Do I really want to lose my job?"
No, he's playing for his life. I don't think so. I think.
Well, this is the other thing too, and I touched on it before. I got to get going in about 10 minutes, but I think so. You say if Pioli leaves, right? Say if Pioli loses his game, and they decide to let him go. He has another year on his contract. Who would we replace him? Now I read some article today that Allegri is being offered as a solution to Ibra.
Oh. No.
And I said that why would you want to bring back a manager? You never want to bring a manager back for a second time, unless he's and especially Allegri, he's done it for too long. He doesn't have any new ideas. Allegri's a dinosaur.
Yeah, he represents a gone era.
Gone era, and it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So who's out there? We have Mota, a lot of us would love to have, but he might be going. I don't know. He might be staying at Bologna, depending on what sources you listen to or you read. There's other people saying that he's going to be going to Juve. So, all right. So either way, he's staying at Bologna or going to Juve. Who else? De Zerbi's not going to leave. I don't see him.
No.
And can you really think that our management, with that mentality that they have, are going to pay two salaries?
I kind of wonder. We said false economy, right? Of keeping a manager that's gonna knock you out early in tournaments. It's all a false economy. It was a false economy in November, in my opinion. So you kind of say, yeah, right, 4.5 million now, but in the future it's going to be a lot more. We said that in November we could have been 50 million, million euros better off, Nico. That's the point. But I don't know, dude. Allegri is incredible as a suggestion. Wow.
That's the first one here. When I read it today, I was like, hold on, am I reading this right? Is this a joke?
No.
I
see, Nico. I saw your report on the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
From Himovic, absolutely. I mean, no, don't do that. I would.
And I remember a few months ago, Ibra was in love with Conte. He wanted to bring Conte back to Italy.
He was, but Conte, it just didn't make sense because of all his demands and stuff.
Well, it's not even his demands, dude. He has this personality where he shits on he talks bad about his team and his players in public.
Yeah. So Nico, tell me, what do the Roma fans think about the game?
My buddy Anthony, who was out in the West Coast back in Phoenix, he's part of the LA Roma club. Obviously, he's telling me that we're going to win today. Roma's going to win. Forza Roma.
Yeah,
so we're having a good conversation about that. And then obviously Andy from Roma Press that had left a message earlier in the chat. He just wants a good game.
Yeah.
So that's the way you want it. At the end of the day, we all want a good game. We want a good football game.
Yeah, I mean, if the Rossi's team play, his style, and we play to our full potential, it will be a fantastic game. It could be a good game. As I said, listen, okay, I'll be honest. And I am a Milanista, of course, but if we put everything on the line, Nico, I think our 11, our 16 are better than theirs.
Of course.
Our squad is better.
Individually, we're better players, a better team.
So if we do our job, we should be going through. But as we know, we have to have no handbrake on today. I cannot, you remember from the previous game, Pioli said Leao, the problem was he never engaged in the first match. He came off the pitch and he wasn't tired. That was why he played against Sassuolo, because he needed to have a run out. And I don't want to hear that again. It's Leao's an interesting one. I hope today he does what he did against Sassuolo. He looked like he was angry for it. So I hope he's the same Leao that we see today.
Yeah, we need Leao to, like I said earlier, Leao's that type of player that could change the game in a heartbeat.
He can, absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
The Gazzetta is saying that the Olympicos completely sold out and they got the cameras outside the stadium. It's just waves of people, man. It's amazing.
That's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be a good atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm watching it live. So that's the reason why I'm a bit late coming on. I'm gonna be heading off in a minute as well. So I'll let you go. Thank you, Nico, for doing the pregame, man.
Hey, lad.
I'll watch the beginning earlier on.
Oh,
I'll watch the beginning later. And
all
let's
right,
win.
lad.
Let's smash it, dude.
Forza Milan.
Forza
Let's
Milan.
go.
Oh,
Forza Milan. All right, I got to head off. Everyone, hey, listen, thanks everyone for tuning in. Enjoyed today's match. Obviously, we have that other Europa League match as well. Arsenal against Atlanta. I'm sure Serie A fans want Atlanta to win so we can get that 5th spot in Champions League for next season. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. All right. Enjoy the game. And like we said, Forza Milan.